I turn this little shop into a spray booth from time to time. You know, I know my limitations for the most part, and sometimes I exceed them, but that's okay. One of the tricks that I started using a lot more lately is covering this all with paper, which I've always done, but then I'll cover everything that I've sprayed on top of this paper with another layer of paper and then some more stuff to finish. And then I just kind of, you know, peel off the layers. That way the overspray is not getting on top of what I've already sprayed. And there's a little bit to that because you don't want that to stick to what you've just finished. And I happen to have a roll of this ram board, and ram board is super useful in so many ways. I mean, I've actually used this as shim material, you know, stacking it up to a certain degree because it is pretty dense. I'm using it today because it was just available and just seemed like quick and easy. But the problem with ram board is it curls up, and then it's like you try to tape it down and it keeps, you know, it pulls the tape. You could use duct tape and, you know, you go through miles of that and you'll be broke. The trick here is all you got to do is just spray it with a little bit of water. You don't have to douse it. You just to kind of take that end curl out of it a little bit, and that's super helpful. And what's happening when you spray it is all of the fibers on the top are like closed together, and you add that moisture to it and it expands. So you can see what's happening. If it's curled up like this, then that side that's wet expands and then it kind of relaxes. That's really, really helpful. You know, like I wanted to just have a small piece here, and I tell you what, man, this was curled just right up, and I'm like, just spray a little bit of water on this, and now it's manageable. I just let it dry, do something else for a little while, and then I'll tape it down. That's a very usable, sensible trick, especially when, you know, it's not the end of the world if I get a little bit of finish on my table saw. Trust me, there's a lot of it, but I try to just limit it to, you know, as much as I can without making a huge deal about it. But this, like the end of this, it just wants to curl right up. And I'm not gonna, you know, throw a bucket of water on there because, you know, then that doesn't really make sense. I don't want to spray my, you know, table saw bed with it. That'll create rust, which again is not the end of the world. If there's a little haze of rust, I can wipe that off later. But I'm gonna put that amount of moisture on that and just let it relax. Easy peasy. I mean, it's relaxing right in front of me. I'm watching it just slowly lay down. And that makes it just so much easier. Oh my gosh. And I'll just tape, you know, some stuff down. I'll mask this part off. You know, I can throw a layer of, I mean, look at all of these parts. All of these have got to be sprayed. Just all 6 sides of everything has got to be sprayed. So that's a bunch of pieces. They're all gonna be laying out flat. These parts, you know, I turn upside down. That, you know, they could get sprayed, you know, not sprayed. It really wouldn't matter. For balance is the only reason why I spray the backside of a panel. I'm gonna use this as a little bit of a workbench to have a bunch of parts, you know, and I'll just spray them back and forth. I'll use this this paper to go over top so I can, you know, spray another coat on top of another, you know, section, and really try to make sense of my finishing schedule, because this is a little bit more than what this shop can handle. That's the method that I'm going to use to spray a lot of panel work in a small spray booth.
Between that stage and this next one, there's hundreds of hours and details. But we're on site now and excited to install this cabinet package from Menards and make this kitchen sing. Stay safe, stay busy, and stay tuned.